Maryland Eastern Shore versus Georgia. The Bulldogs return to Stegeman Coliseum, riding early season momentum and overwhelming odds in their favor. With a 98.6% projected chance to win, Georgia 1-0 looks to build on a strong home opener, while Maryland Eastern Shore 0-1 enters Athens searching for stability after a narrow defeat to Norfolk State. For the Hawks, it's an opportunity to test their mettle against SEC power. For Georgia, it's about proving that last year's late surge was no fluke. Both sides step into this non-conference clash with different stakes, one fighting for respect, the other asserting control early in the new campaign. Statistically, the contrast couldn't be sharper. Georgia averaged 75.6 points last season, anchored by a 45.4% field goal mark and a balanced inside-out game led by Asa Newell and Silas DeMary Jr. The Bulldogs moved the ball efficiently, 12.5 assists per game, while controlling the boards with 38.6 rebounds. Defensively, they relied on strong rotations and rim protection, with Somtochukwu Cyril averaging 1.5 blocks. Maryland Eastern Shore countered with a 67.4 average and a 42.4% shooting clip, led by KC Shaw's 18.0 points and 5.9 rebounds per game. But turnovers, 13.3 per outing, and streaky shooting, especially from deep at just 32.9%, highlight their uphill climb against Georgia's physical defense. The matchup theme is clear. Georgia's length and efficiency meet a Hawks offense still searching for rhythm, a strength versus weakness battle that will define tempo from the opening tip. Recent form adds more weight to Georgia's edge. The Bulldogs closed last season on a strong note, taking wins over Vanderbilt, South Carolina, and Texas before falling narrowly to Gonzaga and Oklahoma, signs of a team comfortable in high-intensity moments. Maryland Eastern Shore, meanwhile, has dropped 4 of its last 5, often competitive but unable to finish. 3 of those losses by single digits, showing fight but not closure. The Hawks' defense kept them in games, but second-half scoring droughts proved costly. That contrast, Georgia's consistency versus UMES's volatility, sets the emotional tone heading into this matchup. The headlining duel belongs to Asa Newell and KC Shaw. Newell, Georgia's dynamic forward, put up 15.4 points and 6.9 rebounds per game on 54.3% shooting, efficient, composed, and physical. Shaw, a volume scorer with 18.0 per night, carries the Hawks' offense, but faces Georgia's interior defense anchored by Cyril's rim protection and DeMary Jr.'s perimeter pressure. Shaw's 28% three-point mark versus Georgia's disciplined closeouts could tell the story of his night. Newell's inside dominance and DeMary's 3.1 assists per game give the Bulldogs multi-level balance. Shaw's ability to counter that with isolation scoring will determine whether UMES can hang close past halftime. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Georgia winner tactically. Georgia's transition pace and rebounding strength present the biggest mismatch. The Bulldogs' spacing and ball sharing allow them to exploit gaps in Maryland Eastern Shore's rotations, while the Hawks must find ways to slow tempo and force contested jumpers. Turnovers could be decisive. Georgia's average of 12.9 per game against UMS's 13.3 signals which team controls the flow. Bench depth leans heavily toward Georgia, whose size and composure in late-game possessions are built for closing out mismatches. For UMS, role players like Evan Johnson and Christopher Flippin must step up to stretch Georgia's defense and create open looks from the perimeter. Prediction: Georgia's efficiency, rebounding, and interior presence will simply overwhelm a Maryland Eastern Shore team still seeking cohesion. Expect a methodical first half followed by separation through transition scoring and front court dominance. Georgia 86, Maryland Eastern Shore 59. The Bulldogs control wire to wire, making a confident statement in front of their home crowd and setting the tone for a season built on balance and belief. Plattsburgh Street Cardinals versus Vermont Catamounts. This matchup isn't just a tune-up, it's a full-scale measuring stick. Vermont enters 1-0 and already flashing the form that's made them one of the most consistent programs in the America East. Plattsburgh Street, meanwhile, walks into Patrick Gymnasium searching for something far more basic: rhythm, control, and belief. The probability chart paints the story starkly. A dominant 99.0% edge for Vermont, underscoring the clear gap between a Division I contender and a Division III visitor trying to punch above its weight. Still, early November brings strange energy, where confidence meets chaos, and every possession tests who's ready to impose their will. On paper, the Catamounts carry the pedigree. Last season, they averaged just under 67 points per game behind balanced shooting and disciplined defense. TJ Hurley led the scoring charge at 15.8 per night, with 42.7% from the floor and 38% beyond the arc, while forward Ileri Ayofaleye protected the paint with 2.0 blocks per contest. Sam Alamutis' 6.5 rebounds and Shamir Bogues' 2.5 assists anchored a system built on movement and control. By contrast, Plattsburgh's opening stat line shows effort but inefficiency. Kevin Tabb pacing the team with 16 points and 6 boards, Kareem Welch adding 13 and 4 assists, but overall field goal numbers hovering around the low 30s. It's a team still learning spacing and shot balance, a contrast to Vermont's structured, possession-driven rhythm. Recent form amplifies the separation. Vermont's last 5 stretch back to last season's final run, 3 straight wins against Albany, UMBC, and NJIT before a tough defensive night against Maine. That's stability. Plattsburgh's recent history is rougher, back-to-back heavy losses to Vermont, including a 92-41 blowout and a 78-56 defeat last fall. The statistical thread between them: struggles against length, speed, and transition pressure. At the heart of the matchup, it's the duel between Vermont's precision offense and Plattsburgh's resilience. Hurley's scoring versatility meets Tabb's volume shooting, a test of polish versus passion. Hurley's efficient stroke and Bogues' two-way control give Vermont a composure that should dictate tempo. Tabb, meanwhile, is the spark, aggressive, unafraid, and looking to make this game personal after previous blowouts. If Welch can keep ball security under control and find Tabb in rhythm, the Cardinals could trim the margin early. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Vermont winner. But tactically, Vermont's balance across all zones looms too large. Their rebounding edge, rotation depth, and half-court discipline make them the more complete team. Expect the Catamounts to apply steady defensive pressure, forcing Plattsburgh into mid-range looks and turnover-prone sequences. Vermont's second unit, led by Bogues and Alamutis, should extend leads through transition baskets and late-clock poise. With home court comfort and early season adrenaline on their side, Vermont's spacing and defensive communication should dismantle any Cardinal momentum before halftime. The Catamounts also benefit from a system built on repetition and chemistry, a product of years under consistent coaching philosophy that values ball movement and defensive accountability. Their ability to dictate tempo, control possessions, and execute under pressure could turn this matchup into a showcase of maturity versus ambition. Plattsburgh's energy may spark short runs, but Vermont's patience and structure promise to control the final outcome. Prediction: Vermont controls this one from start to finish. The Catamounts' defensive structure and inside-out offense should smother Plattsburgh's rhythm. Final score: Vermont 83, Plattsburgh State 54. A commanding early season statement for Vermont, and another reminder of just how steep the climb is for the Cardinals against elite competition. Tarleton State versus LSU. LSU enters its season opener with a 97.7% win probability, and all the pressure that comes with being the heavy favorite. The Tigers return to Baton Rouge, looking to extend their home dominance, hosting a Tarleton State squad eager to rebound from a rough 0-1 start. The Texans finished last year near the bottom of the Western Athletic standings, while LSU, though middle tier in the SEC, showed flashes of balance and defensive depth. With the Pete Maravich Assembly Center primed for opening night energy, this matchup feels less about the scoreboard and more about establishing tone, LSU's polish against Tarleton's grit. Statistically, the Tigers hold a clear edge across nearly every metric. LSU averaged 73.8 points per game last season, fueled by 44.5% shooting from the field, 30.5% from deep, and 71.4% at the line. They complemented that with 35.7 rebounds and 12.8 assists per game while maintaining steady rim protection at 4.7 blocks. Tarleton State, meanwhile, struggled offensively, averaging just over 63 points while shooting 43.2% overall and 32.4% from beyond the arc. Their assist-to-turnover ratio tilted the wrong way, with 10.6 assists against 17.6 turnovers per game, a number that LSU's active defense will look to exploit. Rebounding remains a bright spot for the Texans at 30.3 per game, but LSU's stronger interior presence gives them the upper hand. The core battle tonight, LSU's balanced pace and paint dominance versus Tarleton's perimeter-dependent attack. Recent form tells two different stories. Tarleton closed last year with 4 straight losses, including a 55-51 defeat to California Baptist that exposed their scoring inconsistency. LSU, though ending its campaign on a skid of its own, stayed competitive against top-tier SEC opponents, losing close to Mississippi State and Texas A&M before regrouping this preseason. The Tigers' losses came against elite efficiency, a contrast to Tarleton's offensive droughts, which often stemmed from poor shot selection and defensive lapses in transition. LSU's rhythm in second halves and rebounding recovery from the guard line suggest momentum leaning heavily in their favor. At the center of this matchup are 2 lead guards, Cam Carter and Boo Boo Benjamin. Carter's 16.4 points, 2.5 assists, and 39.2% three-point shooting anchor LSU's perimeter scoring. His control and spacing make him both a creator and closer. Benjamin, Tarleton's top scorer at 13.9 points, adds hustle and energy, but faces a much deeper rotation. His 44.1% field goal mark and 38% from deep give Tarleton some hope, though LSU's wing defenders, led by Jordan Sears and D.G. Bailey, thrive on limiting isolation drives. Around the rim, Corey Chest, 6.6 rebounds per game, and Damian Collins, 1.6 blocks, will challenge Tarleton's front court duo of Chris Mpaka and Caton Bristow, whose combined rebounding, 9.6, may not withstand LSU's interior surge. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is LSU winner. Tactically, LSU's transition game and defensive rebounding should dictate tempo. Their guard rotation allows constant pressure on ball handlers, while Tarleton's high turnover count creates danger against LSU's perimeter traps. Expect LSU to push off misses, drawing fouls and controlling possessions with half-court sets anchored by Carter and Reed. Tarleton's path to contention lies in hitting early threes and forcing LSU into foul trouble. But the Tigers' depth and efficiency edge make that a tall order. Bench scoring, physical defense, and ball movement all tilt purple and gold. Prediction: LSU's length and balance overwhelm early, creating separation by halftime. Tarleton fights through defensive hustle but lacks the firepower to sustain runs. Final score: LSU 79, Tarleton State 56. Southern Jaguars versus Marquette Golden Eagles. Southern steps into Milwaukee facing one of the toughest road environments in the nation, and the numbers make that clear. The Jaguars, still hunting for their first win, face a Marquette squad coming off a confident opening victory. The Golden Eagles hold a staggering 96.4% win probability entering this matchup, a reflection of their balance, depth, and continuity against a Southern team still finding rhythm. For the Jaguars, it's a proving ground test. For Marquette, it's a chance to assert early season dominance in the Big East and sharpen execution before conference play. Marquette's offensive engine revolves around Cam Jones, who averaged 19.2 points, 5.9 assists, and shot nearly 48% from the field last season. His backcourt efficiency pairs seamlessly with David Joplin's versatile inside-out production: 14.2 points, 5.4 rebounds, and a steady 32% from three. Collectively, the Golden Eagles put up 76.9 points per game on 44.5% shooting, hitting 32.5% from deep and 72% at the line. They complement that offense with sharp defensive anticipation, posting 9 steals and 3.7 blocks per game, feeding their transition pace and perimeter discipline. Southern, by contrast, averaged 74.8 points per game but struggled with consistency, hitting just 43.6% from the field and 32.2% from three, while converting 66.9% at the line. Michael Jacobs leads the Jaguars' attack with 11.3 points, 2.8 assists, and 42% shooting, while Deonjahe Thomas anchors the front court with 4.7 rebounds and interior scoring touch. The Jaguars rely on effort and guard-driven tempo, but turnovers, 12.5 per game, and perimeter defense remain concerns. Against a precision offense like Marquette's, those gaps become costly. Momentum favors the Golden Eagles. Southern dropped its opener after an overtime defeat to Grambling, part of a stretch where late-game execution has faltered. Marquette, on the other hand, has rebounded from a rugged late-season stretch to start this campaign re-energized at home, backed by a veteran lineup that thrives on spacing and control. Their discipline and ball movement, 13.8 assists per game to just 9.3 turnovers, highlight a team that dictates tempo rather than chasing it. Their defensive rotations, particularly on the perimeter, often suffocate opposing guards, turning mistakes into transition bursts that break games open quickly. The individual duel between Cam Jones and Michael Jacobs headlines the night. Jones's poise, playmaking, and shot creation meet Jacobs's assertive scoring and transition speed. But where Jones has a stable cast of finishers around him, Jacobs faces an uphill climb, generating efficient looks against a top-tier perimeter defense led by Stevie Mitchell, 2.3 steals per game. Expect Jones to orchestrate with control while Joplin stretches the floor, exploiting mismatches in Southern's rotations. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Marquette winner tactically. Marquette's edge lies in ball security, rebounding control, and half-court execution. Their defensive communication minimizes dribble penetration, and their shooting balance across 4 positions forces constant rotation pressure. Southern's best chance rests in forcing pace, turning the game into a track meet, and attacking the rim early before Marquette's defense sets. But over 40 minutes, Marquette's structure, experience, and efficiency should prevail. Prediction: Marquette 86, Southern 61. The Golden Eagles' balanced offense and defensive poise overwhelm the Jaguars' short rotation and streaky perimeter play. Expect an early Marquette surge, steady control throughout, and a statement win at Fiserv Forum that reinforces their Big East aspirations and sends a message about their depth, chemistry, and readiness for the grind ahead. Ottawa, AZ Spirit versus Montana Grizzlies. The scene shifts to Dahlberg Arena in Missoula, where Montana opens its home floor once more, carrying a 1-0 start and a commanding reputation in the Big Sky against visiting Ottawa, Arizona, still searching for its first win of the year. With a 99% win projection leaning toward the Grizzlies, this matchup feels like a test of endurance for the Spirit and a tone setter for a Montana team eager to flex its early season dominance. For Ottawa, it's more than a road challenge. it's a chance to measure up against a Division I caliber opponent where every possession doubles as proof of belonging. Montana brings balance and maturity from last year's 18-win core, anchored by Money Williams, who averaged 13.2 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game. His ability to orchestrate tempo, backed by Joe Pridgeon's inside presence, 6.8 rebounds, 0.7 blocks, defines a lineup built around physical defense and patient offensive spacing. The Grizzlies shot 40% from the field and 36% from deep, while keeping turnovers near 10 per game. Disciplined, deliberate, and difficult to speed up. Ottawa enters with young energy but limited efficiency, led by Josiah De La Cerda's 9.0 points and McKay Bundy's 8.0 rebounds. Their team average remains in single digits across scoring leaders, signaling a roster still searching for consistent rhythm. The contrast is clear. Montana's structured sets and veteran shot selection versus Ottawa's trial-by-fire learning curve. Momentum favors Montana. The Grizzlies split their last 5, losing narrowly to Wisconsin, but rebounding with wins over Northern Colorado and Idaho by double figures, showing shooting improvement and defensive sharpness. Ottawa, on the other hand, has dropped its last 5, stretching back multiple seasons, allowing over 90 points 3 times. Defensive rotations and late-game composure remain works in progress, and against a team as organized as Montana, lapses turn into runs fast. The individual duel spotlights Money Williams and Josiah De La Cerda, 2 wings defining opposite ends of the development spectrum. Williams brings control, pace, and a quick mid-range trigger. De La Cerda, a high-effort forward, contributes steady rebounding, but faces the challenge of creating offense against length and switching defenders. Expect Montana's veteran guards like Joe Pridgeon and Kai Johnson to pressure Ottawa's ball handlers early, forcing turnovers that convert into transition chances. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Montana winner. Strategically, this game hinges on rebounding and turnover margins. Montana's plus rebounding front court and efficient backcourt passing should dismantle Ottawa's man-to-man defense. The Spirit need pace to stay close, forcing transition looks through quick outlet passes and spacing shooters like Alex Villi to stretch the floor. If they can't, the Grizzlies' half-court control and bench depth will dictate every possession. Montana's bench, including guards such as T. John Sawyer and Brandon Whitney, brings mature shot discipline and perimeter poise, while their rotations maintain defensive intensity. Ottawa's secondary unit must show growth, particularly from Josh Rivers and Devin Collins, to avoid long scoring droughts that can quickly widen the gap. Montana's defensive versatility and transition timing are likely to dictate the flow, as they use length and rotation efficiency to contest nearly every look, turning defense into steady offensive rhythm. Prediction: Montana 88, Ottawa, Arizona 54. The Grizzlies' discipline, spacing, and interior control overwhelm a developing Ottawa squad. Expect Montana to pull away early behind balanced scoring, tempo mastery, and defensive containment that limits Ottawa's second-chance points. The Spirit may flash effort and hustle, but Montana's execution, rebounding command, and veteran poise should leave little doubt. A decisive early-season statement from a program built on balance, physicality, and precision, continuing their steady climb toward Big Sky contention.